it's very important for the brands to always be on the lookout for an emerging creator.
So there is a famous saying that a creator can take rest, but his or her publishing schedule cannot take rest.
Cannot go on a holiday.
Yeah.
Where is the generation after Gen Z hooked on to? It's Snapchat.
Creator economy is not about competition. Creator economy is about collaboration.
Whenever you're working with a good brand that you love or that people love in general, you need to amplify that you have worked with this brand.
As per the report by Kalari Capital, there are around 8 crore creators in India, now definitely more than them, and only 1.5 lakh of them are making money.
My advice on mental health is never chase the numbers, chase the joy.
Let's move on to segment 2 of our discussion, where few words or whatever I have, and let's see how fast our response or your impromptu response to that. Beyond YouTube.
There are very interesting platforms coming in, like Instagram is every day releasing some new kind of feature, and then Snapchat, like we say Gen Z, like what is the generation after Gen Z? Where is the generation after Gen Z hooked on to? It's Snapchat. So all these platforms are really important. Like you have to be relevant on all of them.
I think there are a lot many opportunities emerging beyond YouTube, because what is happening that YouTube has given the opportunity to a creator to showcase the talent. Earlier, creators any artist had to stand in the queue to showcase the talent, and if they get selected in the audition, then only they will come on the big screen.
Right.
But now people are able, these videos that they're creating on YouTube are the kind of auditions that they are giving, because of which they are getting the popularity. Once the creator is popular, his or her acting skills are refined, they are getting opportunity to perform in the OTT shows. And why OTT platforms are interested in having creators in their shows? Because these creators already have a fan following. And when they go and act in an OTT show, their audience also get attracted towards that OTT platform.
Yeah.
That is happening. Then the thing is that when a creator is famous on one platform, they are also trying to enter into other platforms to gain different kind of audience, to bring them back to their original platform and all. So yeah, every creator is evolving with time.
Yeah. And probably that's a must.
That is.
Yeah.
I think it's like how it is very important for brands to remain relevant. It's the exact same thing for creators as well. You have to be relevant.
So your advice to influencers when associating with brands from your experience?
I think it's very important that you should go for a long-term association with a brand.
Right.
So that is very important, because if you will keep switching on from one brand to the other in the same industry, then your audience will also think you are not a brand loyalist, and there will be no loyalty from the audience side as well. So always try and go for longer term collaborations. Be the brand ambassador for some brand or something.
Your advice?
My advice would be like before any brand collaboration, look whether that brand is going to be useful for your audience or not. Sometimes the brand may not have the right imagery. For example, tobacco brands, liquor brand, audience will not appreciate a YouTuber talking about, a creator talking about that. Then there are certain kind of categories like betting app and all. They are not so positive in terms, and then there are sometimes some advice from the brand that the creator is communicating can also have the legal issues. Yeah. Like for example, talking about a stock which they got money to talk about. All those kind of things can create problems for creators in the long run. So they have to be careful.
They have to maintain trust of their audience and continue to be relevant. I would imagine that's the...
Yeah, so they have to be careful that what kind of collaboration they are doing, and they should not get into any kind of trouble, be it related to trust, be it related to any kind of legal problem that can come to them. So they have to be careful in those kind of collaborations.
But your advice to brands when associating with influencers?
The brands should also look for the influencers who are not hype creators. They have some standing around certain topic, because what happens that, for example, crypto, many crypto brands collaborated with many influencers, and many influencers got also money to talk about the crypto related platform. And when people lost their money around crypto, these influencers who were talking about cryptocurrency, their reputation got impacted.
I can imagine.
Now, if I am going and connecting with that kind of influencer, till the time he or she has not improved the image back and come back to the normal stage, definitely my brand will also get into that kind of positioning problem, that what kind of influencers I am collaborating with. So I have to be careful that I have to collaborate with the right kind of influencers, and I should look for the ones who are considered specialists in their areas. So that's why the audience will listen to them.
Yeah. Your advice to brands?
I think one point Harsh only was discussing was it's very important for the brands to always be on the lookout for an emerging creator. And
Is that easy? I mean, how do you do that?
you have like I now know for a fact that a lot of brands have started hiring influencer specific roles, like an influencer marketer or an influencer manager.
Who will be scouting and keeping a lookout?
Absolutely, because it's going to be ultimately the creator economy or the influencer marketing budgets have increased for every brand.
Right.
So now to handle that vertical, either you hire an agency who is an expert in influencer marketing, who's doing talent management for different creators, or you hire or build a in-house team for that.
Right. Partner them right from the beginning, an influencer, and then grow.
Absolutely.
And it is good for both the sides, because when an influencer is getting the backing
Good
of a big brand, early stage, definitely his or her brand value for further collaborations will increase. And at the same time, let's say that influencer becomes expensive over a period of time. But because that brand was the early supporter, had the early contract signed and all, definitely the advantage will come at the later stage. So if let's say creator brand expected something out of that creator, that this creator will be there in next 5 years, and some controversy happened or something happened, the termination clauses are there, and at the same time the payment is happening on the pro rata basis. So when in the particular year when that creator is working for more number of hours or more number of campaigns, definitely payment will happen accordingly, and the next year if the engagement is going down, the payment will happen accordingly. So those kind of contractual clauses are coming into picture.
Yeah. Any brand segment that you would normally avoid associating with?
Betting apps, for sure.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are losing out money on these betting apps, and these are not regulated also.
Your advice on choosing brands or sectors for influencers, any advice?
So both the sides have to do the due diligence, because it's like one image and of one personality is getting associated with another personality. Brand also has a personality, creator also has a personality. So both have to gauge whether there is a personality match, whether there is a frequency match, and whether there is a positioning match. So once that kind of, and they have to take care of that, nothing should come out as which is not appreciated by audience. Because the first and foremost, be it a brand or be it a creator, the most important thing for them is their audience. And audience look for authenticity. Wherever they think that either the brand engagement is not authentic or creators' words are not authentic, that trust will go down. So both the parties have to be careful about that.
And I think just seconding to that, so every creator has grown or has got subscribers or followers because the audience relates to them in some way or the other. So like Harsh mentioned, authenticity is the key. You have to be authentic.
Any other suggestions for influencers on how to keep audiences engaged, because that's the core? I mean, trust, authenticity, anything else?
I think you always need to, so to be, to keep your audience engaged, you have to listen to them. You have to listen to their feedback, what they are saying, what they want. Are they suggesting you a topic to create video on? So all these, I think the feedback from audience really helps in keeping your audience engaged for a longer term.
Would that be something you actually personally spend a lot of time on?
I do. Even a lot of our horror story topics or horror stories come from our audience itself.
Right. So that's how you get a feel of what they want and
absolutely
can work on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this comment section, because social media platforms has a beauty that they have comment section where audience express their anger, where audience express their appreciation, and when the creator goes through that, they get a lot of insights. And sometimes it happens that creators don't have time to go through all the comments, then they have somebody who goes through the comment and captures the insights, responds to those queries, and comes up with the new ideas that what audience are looking for. So that thing is very important.
Also, tools like polls are really helpful. So you post a question, you give certain options to your audience, and then they select out of those 3-4 options, and you get a idea as to where the audience is tending towards.
Right.
And one more thing creators have to do is that they have to see that in their category, which all other competitors are there, who are doing, whose videos or whose content is getting, let's say, traction on particular topic. So that also tells that, oh, okay, this topic is getting a lot of attention these days, but can it be presented in a better manner, in a different manner? Because if I produce the same topic in the same manner, then people will say it's there is no differentiation, it's like a copy. But if I come up with a new perspective on the same topic, audience appreciate, because now they are getting something new from another creator on same topic, which is in limelight, right, which is trending right now.
And which would be needed, because for example, if Divay were to do, he would bring in the horror genre in it.
Correct.
In some way,
Right.
But any suggestion you have on what influencers could do so that the value a brand places on you goes on increasing?
So definitely, if they are able to earn more and more trust from their audience, they are able to earn more and more love from their audience, respect from their audience, they will become more and more valuable. Now, how they can do it? Definitely, they have to become better and better expert in their particular field, so that audience are looking them for that kind of, for their suggestions in that kind of area. And they have to keep on coming up with new ways to stay engaged with their audience. So that if, let's say today they are getting busy and they are not able to respond to all the comments or so, they can organize some kind of meets or so that Divay was mentioning, so that some form of engagement is there with the audience, so that they appreciate that, oh, okay, even if the creator is rising, he is still doing something to stay in touch with us.
Also, I think it's very important that whenever you're working with a good brand that you love or that people love in general, you need to amplify that you have worked with this brand through maybe photos or on your Instagram, or through maybe stories or videos regarding that. And also, some creators today are also moving towards PR, like paid articles, paid PR, to put them on a map or to put them on a pedestal,
Right.
when there is such a crowded
Right. So what I'm hearing is influencers also need PR agencies.
Absolutely, absolutely, they do.
Okay, interesting.
And you know what, these collaborations help them in, for example, today a movie is coming, they are collaborating with a film star to, let's say, interview that film star or talk about that movie or so. Definitely they are giving visibility to that film star, film star or actor, and the movie of the web series coming to their audience, but at the same time their image is also improving in front of their audience, because they are bringing in somebody who is looked up by others, like be an actor like Shah Rukh Khan or somebody. So these creators are also get, like for example, Bhuvan's video with Shah Rukh Khan on Zero, T2 Talks, not only gave visibility to Zero, but also enhanced reputation of Bhuvan, because he collaborated with Shah Rukh Khan. So it's like both ways,
Absolutely.
win-win for
Both celebrities.
Absolutely. And talking on the PR point again, so a lot of these awards are influencer awards have started happening.
Okay.
A lot of Forbes digital stars lists have started to come out. So Forbes is not going to come to you and say
You have to nominate yourself.
Nominate
for those.
yourself.
Yeah.
Somebody has to do it on your behalf, or somebody has to tell you that this is going on in the market.
Yeah.
And as a creator, you probably would not be aware of all of this. So you definitely need some or the other kind of agencies to tell you.
I think at the end of the day, everybody who's doing any business, and this is a business, needs to surround themselves with professionals
Correct.
who are experts in their own areas, so that
Correct.
you can focus on your core.
Correct. And I think coming on to the business part, one way I missed out on how I monetize is, so I have a video production company of my own, which is called TMV. And whenever there is a brand that comes to advertise on Kuni Monday or integrate on Kuni Monday, I cross-sell them our video production services. So that is also a major chunk as to how I make my money through
Very interesting.
my YouTube.
Creativity on a different
Correct.
area also. Why not? But tell me, I'm very curious.
Right.
If a brand does the influencer meet and they invite, say, 30 influencer, whatever. Will you attend?
I have recently done a face reveal, so I tend to attend more and more of these events because you meet a lot of different creators, you can collaborate. But sometimes these influencer events are very, very taxing. So you, as a brand, they have to give a special incentive to the creators to come for their creator meet. So I remember very recently Riggy did a influencer meet wherein they said that MS Dhoni is going to come in that event and it's going to be a meet and greet with MS Dhoni. So yes, cricket fans, Dhoni fans, why won't you
miss out on that? Any suggestions you have for brands if they want to get a lot of influencers together, or should they hold influencer meets? What should be the objective?
Definitely there has to be something for them because of which they should come and connect, and every influencer is definitely looking for better kind of collaborations. So as he rightly said, sometimes the events are taxing and all, and every influencer who is doing good will be conscious of his or her time because they are only 24 hours in a day. So if a brand wants to invite the influencers, they have to have something which adds value to them. Let's say some mega creator coming, or something is coming there which is valuable for them, like new tools, understanding about them.
Spending their time.
Worth spending their time.
Basically comes down to that.
And the kind of people are coming there, they are also invited kind of a guest list where they know that, oh, okay, if I come to this event, I will be able to meet with the right person with whom I wanted to meet, let's say a year back, but this is an opportunity.
So just very interestingly, so in March, there was I did it for the first time. It was a Art of Living creators retreat.
Okay.
So that was, they had called in creators to spend time in the Art of Living ashram in Bangalore, and just spend just see what exactly happens in the ashram, do some yoga, get some spiritual break. That was it. They had not asked for any deliverables. But as a creator, when you're there and you feel something is nice, something you already put stories about it and do some there is a very strong affinity towards Art of Living after that whole creators retreat in my heart. So yes,
that's a nicer way of going about it.
I think creators need that kind of thing because they are always in the performance pressure. Because when they're collaborating with brand, they have to deliver. When they have to engage audience, they have to deliver constantly. And delivering creativity constantly at a scale is a huge challenge. So definitely creators need that kind of break, re-energize themselves. All those kind of mental therapies and have come into picture. So yeah, these kind of retreats are also good ways to.
So mental health.
Right.
Your take?
No, I think it is a huge problem that has not been getting talked about, and that is coming into picture because creators have to perform continuously to engage their audience. And what happens that as a human being, they get the performance pressure. Yesterday the video worked well, now the video is not working well. Yesterday's audience were very positive about the performance, today they are not positive. And all these things, self-doubt comes, these things kind of coming in all. The problem is that if a creator is not able to come out of that self-doubt situation or that negativity quickly, then he will get into a trap where health will get impacted, be it the physical health or the mental health. And if the health get impacted, the performance get impacted further.
Absolutely.
If the performance get impacted, audience will move on because they have 100 other options. If audience move on, brands will also move on.
It's a domino effect.
It's a domino effect. So health has to be maintained, and that is also happening is that because social media is all about numbers. So people also get into that comparison kind of mode that I'm not doing that great, that the other person is doing so great. And that comparison also creates that kind of mental pressure. And what I learned from while interacting with so many creators while writing my book is that any new creator has to understand that they might be in a phase of a caterpillar. Where people see and admire a butterfly with beautiful wings, but a butterfly also went through the stage of being a caterpillar, and they might be at that stage. So a caterpillar cannot compare itself with a butterfly. So they have to go through that challenge, that phase of refining themselves, so that one day they will become the butterfly and fly.
I think it's always there. Like whenever you were in school, you compare yourself with what your schoolmates are doing
You
or how well
compare or
they're
your
doing.
parents compare.
It happens. So,
The world is comparing
Yeah.
and you are listening to that.
You're listening to that.
Yeah.
It's in your conditioning. Then you go to college, you compare with what packages others have got and what you've got. Now, after coming out of that race, you are again in a influencer kind of a race where what is that influencer doing or what is that influencer doing, and you have to keep up. Or it's a pressure. I think it's a lot of external pressure also, apart from just churning content. And my advice on mental health is never chase the numbers, chase the joy. And take a pause, take breaks, and then keep a pipeline going. Like, you have to be very, very methodical when it comes to your content pipelining.
True. What would be, according to you, a must-have as a relationship between a brand and an influencer?
Definitely the communication has to be transparent, because brands have certain expectations and creator has a certain kind of style of working, so that they both should be on the same page. There should not be big surprises. Another thing is that when the collaboration is happening, both parties have to understand the meaning of the collaboration. Either when the creator is collaborating with other creators or collaborating with a brand, they have to understand the meaning of collaboration. If, let's say, a reputed brand is coming to them, brand is bringing that kind of reputation. So creators have to give in their best effort to make the collaboration successful. Same if they are collaborating with another creator who is who has lot of following, lot of subscriber base and reputation. If he is coming and collaborating with a new emerging creator, definitely the emerging creator has to put in double the effort so that that collaboration looks successful. Both the parties feel that they got something out of it. So that they have to keep in mind.
So one thing I always do is, I don't know whether it's coming from the fact that I've done my MBAs and I think like a marketer, but I always ask, what is the business objective in this campaign? And then I think, how can I
help meet that? That is actually the right way to go about it when associating with brands.
Right.
It's not fluffy stuff then.
It's not fluffy.
Something, I mean, that's where true value would come, I would imagine.
Right.
Any brand that you feel has done influencer marketing really well?
I think one example that comes to my mind, and I keep telling this to different people, is Spotify. So you will not see a lot of influencers be like, come on Spotify, listen to their songs and all. They would be like, come listen to my podcast on Spotify. So what Spotify has done is, Spotify has collaborated with creators to develop their own creator-led podcasts. And then creators like me promote the Spotify podcast through our major platform or main platform. Like, I also have a podcast, you should listen to me on Spotify.
So this is like a win-win for both.
Win-win for both.
Perfect. Any brand you feel?
Oh, I think many brands have done great job, and one brand that comes to my mind is Boat. Definitely it's a very crowded category, wearables, headphones and all. And by tying up with the right set of influencers, when they were in the early stage of their, glamour or the becoming mega influencers or so, Boat did a great job of gaining attention of many audience, and they have a community called Boat Heads. So many of the influencers are also part of Boat Heads. So because they and they feel proud of being part of that community, because that community is getting kind of reputation is building up with time. So it's not only the brand getting an advantage, the creators also feeling that we are part of that kind of community. So community building, having the right kind of influencers there is something that they have done.
Absolutely. And I think in the Spotify example also, in the audio space, especially for something like a podcast, it's a very difficult task to gain more and more numbers or gain more and more listeners. Like Audible, there is Gaana, there are so many players. But how do you stand out? So they did the creator-led way to do this. And then speaking of the community, they time to time do a Spotify Podcasters Day, wherein all podcasters get together and celebrate podcasting.
So Harsh, my final question two influencers you think who has really cracked the code?
Nandini, it is hard to talk about only two who have cracked the code. Definitely, all the influencers who have reached to the top have shown lot of persistence, have gone through lots of ups and downs, and have come to cracking the code after lot of hard work. And I have covered the journeys of these social media stars, that how they crack the code in my book, Booming Digital Stars, in which I have talked about that how from a chef to a comedian to a dancer to a gamer, all of them cracked the code after so many failures, but eventually they found that aha moment, and then that worked for them. So
Harsh is being diplomatic.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to name anybody.
And on, Harsh, you've talked about comedy, you've talked about lifestyle, you've not talked about a horror creator yet. So when is the second edition coming out?
no, actually, Nandini, I want to point out one thing, that every category is different. Horror is different, comedy is different, dance is different, music is different, gaming is different, podcasting is different, cooking is different. And one thing that works for one creator might or might not work for another. So every journey is different. Learnings are different, and that's why I mentioned about the book or maybe any other source that can give people the collection of ideas. I mean, I would say that Steve Jobs famously said, connect the dots. But before connecting the dot, one has to collect the dots. And for collecting the dots, one has to go through different journeys in different categories to understand what worked, and then join them to come up with something new.
Yeah, but you are from Accelerate, you are from Mica, and you both will appreciate marketing remains the same wherever you go. So I know you are not going to name two people, that's okay. Whether you try and go this way or that way, doesn't matter. Coming to you, two influencers who have really cracked the code other than you.
So I think being an entertainment creator and being a like filmmaker at the heart of it, I think I have to name Bhuvan. What Bhuvan has done has been incredible. Like from where he started and what he's doing right now, making big budget shows for OTT platforms with his own production house, that's absolutely insane. And he's the person who's never sort of chased the numbers. He has always chased the joy, and he wants to do something big, and he's always doing something or the other big, which creates a bang. So definitely Bhuvan Bam. And the second creator, I would say Ankur Wareku. Why? Because I really loved his strategy. He never monetized his content on YouTube, and then he started cross-selling his courses to the audience that was coming in on his YouTube. And he is the person because of whom I think everybody online, every creator online is now making a course. Because he's shown tremendous value as to how you can earn money through something like that.
Yeah, very interesting. I think this was, besides being insightful, I think this was such an entertaining discussion for me. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me here today.
Thank you, Nandini.
Thank you so much, Nandini.
for giving
Thank
the
you.
opportunity.
Thanks a lot. Even this was fun for both of us as well.
I hope Divay's first-hand experience and Harsh's deep understanding of the influencer landscape would have given you a feel of what lies ahead. With India already boasting an impressive community of over 80 million creators and over 10,000 influencers commanding the attention of over 1 million followers each, the impact of influencer marketing is undeniable. The Red Seer reports revelation that 118 million Indians have acted upon influencer endorsements further underscores this influence. As we observe a growing synergy between creators and their dedicated fan bases where consumer choices align with influencer recommendations, the stage is set for increased collaborations between creators and corporations. The creator economy has undeniably taken center stage, offering boundless opportunities for both content creators and brands. The ball now is in your court. How will you leverage the power of the creator economy? Do share your observations on the creator economy in the comments. The future of influencer marketing is dynamic, and your insights could spark interesting discussions on this subject. Thank you.